It's a windy day with wind gusts pushing 30 miles per hour. A wind advisory is in effect. But why is it so windy, and what makes the wind? Winds can be created in several different ways, but today we're going to look at some of the basics, including temperature difference, the pressure gradient, the Coriolis effect, geography and terrain, as well as storms and hurricanes. The first two on the list are the main reasons for the wind. Warm air is light and it rises. Cold air is heavy and sinks. The atmosphere is always in a balancing act trying to equalize the temperature, and the transfer between cold and warm is the wind we feel. Because cold air is denser than warm air, the flow, called advection, is moving air masses back and forth. The equatorial regions are always warm, and it's cold at the poles. Therefore, the transfer continues from the poles to the equator and vice versa. But the Earth also turns on its axis. If it didn't, the flow would be straight between the poles and the equator. But as we spin, those winds are turned. It's called the Coriolis effect. If you drew a line on a spinning disk, your hand moves straight as you draw it, but stop the disk and you'll see your line is curved. The same thing happens to the wind. Geography also influences the wind. Air that descends from mountaintops will warm, dry out, and accelerate. Examples are the Chinook winds in the eastern Rockies and the Santa Ana winds in the west. Valleys can funnel winds and increase wind speed. Even oceans create winds. As the land warms, colder ocean air rushes in, creating the afternoon sea breeze. The opposite occurs in the evening as the land cools. And thunderstorms create their own wind environment with rapidly rising and sinking air as the storm breathes in and out. Hurricanes, being significant low-pressure systems, create wind as the pressure gradient becomes extremely tight. There are many other ways that wind can be created, such as wind shear and downbursts, but all that wind makes our weather a lot more interesting. And now you know why the wind happens.